Welcome to Speedy Walkthroughs, where we show just the important stuff for beating the game. For first time viewers, this will look different to a normal walkthrough. It shows just the essentials, so you don't need to spend a long time watching this video. And today we're playing Rayman 2 for the PS1. We'll be getting 100%, which is all lums and all cages. Just be aware that the PS1 version is a little bit different to the other versions of the game, like N64 or the DS version, so I'll have a separate video coming out for those other versions. Before we get stuck into it, if you like this video, consider subscribing to keep up to date. It helps out the channel a whole bunch, and there should be a new walkthrough out each week. Alright, so when we start out the game, just get yourself through this cutscene, and you'll sort of start yourself out in this ship area. This is fairly linear. All you need to do is break down the door and then go down the slide. So with controls in this game, you can jump and then you can sort of do a hover by pressing jump again, and then you can shoot with your fists, and then that breaks down the door, for example. You don't actually need to get any lums here. You just go down the slide and then you're done. Alright, so we make a start on the game, and we're really in the first world where we can start collecting some items. There's 10 lums to collect in this area, and you can press the R button to see how many you've collected so far. So there, for example, is our first lum, and I'll just be showing you where all 10 are here. This one's pretty easy to find all the lums, but there are some lums in this game that can be a bit tricky. Some other levels have cages that you need to find, and they'll often have lums in them too. So at 100% it's all lums and all cages. There we go, 8, 9, and 10, and we're done. So yeah, the PS1 version has 800 lums, whereas N64 and the other versions have 999, so this one's a bit different. After a little cutscene, you get to the map screen, and then we load up into the second level here. Alright, so a couple lums around here to grab. And then we can hang on this vine and head across this way and jump up on the top. That switch is hit with your arm. You press square to shoot that, and then you go across. And we'll take this barrel across the river. Okay, we're going to go down into the swimming area here, so just make sure you're not missing lums. A good idea is just to make sure your counter is syncing up with mine and you haven't missed any along the way. Another little swimming section down here, get some more lums in there. And we're out. Alright, one around the side of that tree that might be the first kind of easy one to miss, although it is pretty obvious that you see it there as well. One a little bit higher up, make sure you don't miss that one. And there we go. Alright, you drop down the little floor here and we've got some more lums to get. And we just climb up this section, watching out for the barrels, of course. Just use your fist to break through that door, and then we'll head our way out. Now, you can actually use like a strafing technique in this game, so that makes it a lot easier to hit the enemy there. And that's just on the L button to lock onto enemies as you need that. Alright, coming through here. A cage, probably pretty easy to miss there, make sure you grab that one. Again, you use your L button to lock onto enemies, and it's going to be much easier, because then Rayman won't be like turning away from the enemy while you're trying to hit it. And there's a few lums to get. They're pretty annoying to grab those ones, actually. As you miss any, just jump back up, climbing up that rope and then grabbing the last ones. Now, this barrel here, there's one button which throws it up and one button which throws it forward. So when you get those bombs fired at you, basically have to throw the barrel up and then break the bomb with your fist and then catch the barrel again. Otherwise, the bomb's going to hit you and then the barrel's going to explode, essentially. Do that to hit all three of those little band-aid things, and then you unlock this. Little cutscene. Alright, that cutscene done, we're just going to head back up here. There's one more lum that I didn't get before, so we'll just grab that. And heading across. There's a cage behind me there. That one's very easy to miss. And then there's the last cage of the level. Just be careful about breaking that last cage, because then like the level ends there. Alright, next level starts off with like a little cutscene thing, so we watch these guys do their thing, and they like open the door. And then we're into this one. Okay, so cage up here, a couple lums there. There's another cage in the water there. Now watch this little cutscene with this guy, and then we get to ride him. You'll see the lums here, they're just kind of difficult to get, that's the only thing. Make sure you grab the cage. There we go. And you should have all 35 at this point, so all you need to do now is just break the cage at the end, and that's the level done. Jumping into the next level here. So we'll start off with a little cutscene there, just get through that. And Rayman pops out. So we're basically following this pirate ship here. Again, use your strafing technique on L to deal with that guy. A couple lums to grab up here before we move on. And gliding down for the rest. There's a cage off to your left here. That's going to be a pretty easy one to miss. Now we'll keep going to the next section there. Alright, cage up the top there. Make sure you got that. And there's a lum around the corner there. And then we just got to jump across this little gap here. There's a big one there. And cage off to your right here. So make sure you got that. That's actually the end of level cage. And they should have all 45 at this point. Alright, coming on through the map screen, there's like another side level here, the Walk of Life. So you just want to jump into there and go in here. 30 lums in this level. It's kind of like a race kind of level. Your timer will reset when you hit those little glowing things, so don't worry too much. So you have 30 at this point, and there we go. Coming back out onto the map screen, we can actually go to the next proper level, Whale Bay. I think they got their inspiration from Diddy Kong Racing, maybe. Alright, so 4 underwater there, grab those. There's another 5th one up there. You just want to hook on underneath the grating there and grab up to 9. And then some more across here. And then we can just jump on top of the grating to go across. Again, using your strafing technique to deal with that guy. He'll only be vulnerable when the eyes are open, so just wait until that happens. There's a cage in there. Don't miss that one. It's pretty well hidden. And then there's some more lums to grab up here. Through the door, just punch that open and deal with this guy. And then there's a little cage in there to grab. Now to the next section. There's the whale from Whale Bay. So you just got to hit the switches there, release out the whale, and then we sort of like follow it down. Now the whale is going to give us air to breathe, so that's how you don't drown in this section. So make sure you're grabbing all those air bubbles as it goes. Now we should be almost done with our lums in this level here. There we go, all 35 at this point. So we're at the end pretty much. There's a little door there. And the level's done. When you come out, basically you just get like this little cutscene. So jump forward on these, and then you just want to hit the icicle above its head to take care of it. And, well, that's done. Pretty easy boss fight. Into here, we'll get a big cutscene. Alrighty, after a whole lot of cutscenes, we get another cutscene, but we're into the next level anyway. So here there's a little lum hidden behind there, a couple up on the tree, and a little cage to grab there. Once you dealt with all that, you want to run around in circles until you tire that guy out, and then you can jump on its back to ride it. That part can be pretty confusing when you first play the game, actually. Anyway, go through, you'll get another cutscene with the door closing. Now we just going to jump up here, deal with this guy. The switch behind him and a couple more lums, and again, tire that guy out, or put him into the door so you grab the cage. Tire another one out, and then we're going to go up the ramp here and down into the next section. So there's a little door there that it can break. And then we get big cutscene in here with this guy. And we're sort of done with the level there. Alright, so we got now this cave level. Pretty big one, 65 lums. Alright, now this one here, you do have to like beat all the enemies there, so just wait till they sort of spawn in and go opaque, and then you can beat them. You grab that little orb and chuck it up on there. It opens up like a hole that you can fall through. Then we're into the next section. So yeah, it's all about like collecting orbs and chucking them on these little pyramid shaped things. So across here, so there's one orb. We got to sort of throw it across and bring it back. So yeah, just throw it to all these platforms that I'm throwing it at, and you should be able to make it back with the orb. That just goes onto the yellow one, and then we're going to go get the blue one as well. Blue one's a lot closer, which is convenient. So it's very difficult to tell which distances you can make by throwing it, but basically just use the platforms I used and you should be fine. Alrighty, next section here. This is a really cool bit where the dude's chasing you with its teeth on screen. Just grab all the lums here. You should be able to see them all, but getting them is a little bit more difficult. I have like a little fight with this guy. Use your strafing technique there. You should like put platforms out, and then you can sort of like chase him once he's done the platforms there. I think you gotta hit it with your hands to actually stop the platforms and make your way across. There we go, you should have almost 65 now, 63 so far. That last one, 65 out of 65. No cages in this level. A little treasure stashed there. And then we're done. Alright, now I'm going to head back to the previous level here. So now we sort of got the elixir, we can, I guess, wake up our friend. So you do have to go back through the level as you did before. And just a reminder, like, run these guys in circles to wear them out. That's how you get forward. Alright, coming back into this room here. Same sort of process we used before. Hit the switch, tire the dude out. Dude will bring you down here. Break the door with the dude, and now you can feed this guy the elixir. He's going to yeep through the door. And then you can get the last couple lums. So there's cage there, and there's 30 lums so far you should have. He eats through another wall. Alright, a couple more lums here. One behind that stump there, pretty easy to miss. There's a couple up here, as well as a cage. Once you got that, we can ride this guy through the next section. And we should have all 55 at this point. Ready, coming into the next level here. So these spiders can be really annoying. There's a cage underneath there as well. So with that cage there, you just got to jump back out to grab it and then use the little grappy thing to jump back. Take out this guy using your strafing technique, and then you release him, so he's going to help you out. Basically what he does, he makes rain clouds to break down the lasers, so very useful stuff. You can also like grow these things with the rain clouds, so just like walk him over to whatever you want him to rain on. Again, he puts out the fire there with the rain. So it gives you the silver lum there. Basically, like it lets you have a charge shot essentially, which is very useful. So when you're dealing with enemies, you can just hold it to charge it up, and then you do like a really powerful shot. It's a lot more effective for dealing with enemies, basically because like they have a really long invincibility period after you hit them, so you might as well use that time to charge up a shot, essentially. Anyway, take down this guy, and then you're gonna run left, grab him back. You got the lasers here, so break down the wall there, and then take care of this guy. You have 60 at this point. We'll keep going up through, and there's all 65 and all 6 cages. If we head back, we can bring him back through the little corridor here, and he will help this plant grow. And we can use it to actually hide past the security door, which is kind of a cool thing. Last cage, and that's the end of the level. Alright, moving on. So you get a little cutscene to start off this level, just get yourself through that. And yeah, using your charge shot and your strafing technique, you should be able to take care of this guy pretty effectively. Jumping up there. Just gonna zip across. There's a cage up the top here, don't miss that one. And take care of this enemy here. So yeah, you jump on this thing and you want to fire like the opposite direction you want to go. Think of it like momentum, like if you fire left, you'll move right, for example, because, you know, Newton's laws essentially, I don't know. Anyway, you want to go on the lava here and then just, yeah, follow this path up. Jump up here, take care of this guy. So there was a little lum to grab up there as well. Make sure you got that before you fall down here. Make sure you got 25 before you fall down here, because you're not getting back up. Little cage to deal with there. Now we can just jump on these platforms to get across. Alright, grab a couple off to the sides here. Now we just head forward through the next section. Alright, so you got a little slide here, and then you got this guy. grab the cage off the top there, and then we'll fall down to the next section. All right. So you got 6 out of 6 cages now, hopefully. And this part's brutal. You basically just want to like keep firing forward so that you move backwards, because you don't want to build up too much speed. Now you can sort of make your way back up if you miss any lums, but it is really annoying to do, so do try and get them on your first way down. We come through this section, just got to keep throwing the orb down. Try not to get hit by like the fire and stuff on your way down as well. There we go. And yeah, you hit the little purple fruit thing to bring it across, and then you can come across with the orb. Make sure you actually bring that one with you. Goes on there and wakes up this dude. And that sort of rotates this thing. Yeah. Understanding how that thing rotates, it's a bit weird to visualize, but if you just follow this path, you should be fine. Alright, all 85 we got now. And you chuck this onto the blue one, which fully wakes him up. And he sort of walks down that way. We can then get up on top of the things, but we have to sort of come back down through this section again. So I guess if you miss lums here, you can sort of get them on the second trip, but I wouldn't be relying on that completely. Alright, get a little cutscene there. He walks us through. Now we're up to this little like boss kind of guy. And we get another cutscene. Pretty much another one of these mask cutscenes, so just let that play out and then we're done with the level. When you go on to the next level, you're gonna go towards the door. And we'll go straight into it. So yeah, charge, shot, and strafe on these guys. You'll get through them. There's a switch there. That's the first of 4. If we swim underwater here, you can get up into this other cavern here with a cage in it and a big lum. There's lums on top of those 2 platforms. Those ones are going to be very easy to miss. Just deal with that guy. I believe behind him there's some lums, so don't forget to grab those. He's going to head up here. It's a cage sort of behind the corner there. Make sure you get that one. And we're into the door that we just opened. Alright, so go back and hit the door open there. And a couple more cages to grab here. Now, yeah, when you grab a barrel and you hit the torch, it'll like flame the barrel and you like fly through the air. So make sure you got the cage top left and hit the switch and we'll move on. Yeah, a little barrel up here. Take care of this guy. Now, I did hit it off camera, but there was a cage to the left when I was killing the dude, so make sure you got that. And there we go. Should have all 60 at this point, and there's cage up there to finish the level. Alright, moving on to our next one. So it starts off a little cutscene there. This level I really like for some reason. I think it's linear. Yeah, basically let's go through. There's not really too many you can miss here. You'll see them. Alright, into the next section. climb this tower as the tower is being destroyed. Very safe. There was a little lum down on the trampoline to the right there, so don't miss that one. Alright, coming out of the little cave there. We'll move forward. Alright, jumping down here. Make sure you got a really good glide so that you don't miss the lums. There's a cage there to grab. That's 5 out of 5. This guy can be a bit annoying, but just take care of him. When you get down here, break that cage open, and there's 2 big lums to grab there. Alright, next one. So you're just going to go forward to this extra walk level. It's another one of these little racy bonus ones. There's 2 lums behind the start line, so don't miss those. Just going to keep going forward through. Alright, 40 out of 40. And then we're done. Alright, next up, we got the sanctuary level. So, lum behind the start point, don't miss that. They love doing that in this section of the game. A couple up here, so you should have 5 at this point. And then if you jump on that thing, you will start riding like back through the sanctuary. There's a cage behind that section, do grab that. It's easiest to grab it when you are riding back on this thing, but then you're sort of under time pressure, so it's a bit of a trade-off there. Anyway, you bring that through. And then if you get a really good glide, you can grab all these lums here and drop down. There's a cage over there, don't miss that one. And then off to the left here, if you drop down the platform, there's like a cage and a lum. So again, that one's going to be very easy to miss. We should have 5 out of 5 cages at this point. And then we should have 45 lums at this point. Alright, moving forward. You've got beneath the sanctuary is almost like a separate level thing. So you're going to talk to this guy. He's going to give you the power to fly. So there's 2 lums under the starting point there. There's a cage and then the 4th lum. Keep flying through. You have another cage off to the right there, so 2 at this point. And then that's 3 out of 4. You gotta, so with this section here, you gotta hit the roof and that'll make your arm shots go down into the floor. That's how you break the floor there. It's a little bit confusing. It makes sense once you do it, but you don't normally think to do it. Alright, there's 4th cage there, and you should have 46 at this point. And that's all the lums. Okay, so you come out into this little arena here. That dude punches you, you lose your flight ability. And now we have a boss fight. So run away from him. and then you want to hit the stalagmites over his head. Sorry, stalactites, I should say. Anyway, you hit all the stalactites over his head, and then, yeah, basically you're done the fight. He'll spawn that little thing up there, which you can use to grip on and jump up. It'd be cutscene, and then we're done. Moving on, we hit this little next level, get the cutscene with the door opening, going through. You get a cutscene with the pirate ship. Now we gotta hit these gears to open the door and make our way through. Yeah, first lum there. So there's a cage underneath you. You hit your fist off the wall to hit the cage underneath you. That's very easy to miss that cage. You fly the barrel around there, deal with this guy. You get all the lums here first, but then you can fly the barrel again. There's another cage underneath, so you just got to grab that. Same strategy, hit it with the wall and they'll bounce down into the cage. Deal with that guy, grab the cage above him. That should be 3. Now he's going to make our way across the little gap. Alrighty. Coming down through here. Should have 20 lums at this point. There's one more cage to get still. So just gonna deal with this guy. And then deal with this guy. Cage is just in there, so you grab that and then fall down the hole. That sets us up pretty well here. He's gone evil, so we got to deal with him. Basically, yeah, hit those buttons so that it lasers him, and then he will like trip over, and then like get him with your hands. Keep doing that, you'll win, and then we're done. And basically, if you just jump up and on top of his head, you can hit the cage to win the level there as well. Alright, level's done. Just gonna move on to our next one there. Alright, so hitting the 2 switches, they should open the bottom bit. Then you got to hit them in pretty quick succession there, actually. Coming up through, we got to deal with this guy. And then we can fly across the gap here. Deal with this one. And there should be like a cage underneath there that you can sort of grab. Lots of awful enemies in this place. So deal with that one and grab the cage. Just jump into the balloon here. Alright, very non-linear. A few lums off to the side, you got cage 4 out of 4 essentially, so you should have all of them. You should have 15 lums at this point. You release these little guys, and then we're going to ride on this thing. Now this is probably one of the most awful parts of the game, dealing with this big thing. Just go around, explore every nook and cranny, hit every switch that you see. Just like really probably explore this place. But yeah, it's not easy. It's like super easy to fall off this thing. When you hit all the switches, this thing will open up and let these guys out. And yeah, then we're done. Alright, with all that done, we can actually head across to the prison ship now. Yeah, I believe we have like 100% at this point, like all 800 lums, but I will show through this level. So yeah, just sliding down the slide. It's quite linear, the prison ship here. You gotta hit switches on the sides to make sure that you don't get crushed by whatever the things are. And then we get into this flying thing. This flying section's pretty brutal as well. Like, the end of Rayman 2 is quite difficult. If you do that right, you should get through. Then we free all them. Let the cutscene play out. And then we go forward into the crow's nest. So yeah, this is like the final boss thing of the game. This guy, Razorbeard, goes into the thing. And then Rayman's going to go up and approach him. So you're going to hit the bombs back towards it. And then it will knock itself over. And then you sort of hit it in the head. So keep doing that. Alright, after a couple times, it'll drop down. Then we're going to get our power there. Alright, then once you've done that, you're going to get into this section. Keep hitting his bombs back at him, avoiding the little spiky things. It's going through as you might expect. Do that, just keep hitting his bombs back at him. And then, yeah, he'll throw this missile eventually. Yeah, and then he basically is going to avoid that and let that hit into him. And that'll do the trick. With that all done, we're basically done with Rayman 2. So you should have 100% completion at this point, and that's pretty much everything you need to do. It's going to be all for this video. I hope you found it useful, and thanks so much for watching.